Hello everyone, how's it going? So Xbox had its showcase recently, and other than Halo Campaign Evolved, which I believe I put the reaction trailer up by now, Gears of War is their next big game. Now this is a prequel, it's called Gears of War E-Day. I'm a bit disappointed that we won't see what happens after the events of Gears 5. Maybe they might do a DLC to showcase that, like they did with Ram's Shadow and Gears of War 3. Granted, that was a prequel to Gears of War 1. But this one takes place during the events of Emergence Day, which, you know, it looks good, and I hope they learned their lesson from Gears 5 with the cliffhanger ending, the repeated boss fights. Like, to me, that game was the repeat of Halo 2 of all the problems that they should have avoided. It had fun multiplayer, I guess, like, the gameplay was strong, but like that campaign, like, I don't know, like, the way I would have done that, I'm going a bit of a tangent here, but I have a lot of opinions about it. I would have still allowed you to control JD, but make it that you're hunting down Kate, so it would give this layer of mystery where you don't know if Kate is being slowly consumed by the swarm. You're hunting down Kate, you're trying to find out what's happening to her, you're getting clues about what she's been doing, what other people are saying about her, and you're given an order by Jin to go hunt her down, but you and Del are, like, trying to repair your relationship after you learned of what JD did to those protesters. They would constantly be bickering, fighting. JD would be like, I'm trying to save Kate, and Del is probably like, you've gone full cog, you're not here to save her, you don't even care about her anymore. You know, stuff like that would have created a lot more interest, because you would have been like, JD and Del's relationship is falling apart despite them being literal brothers. And with Kate, he's like, he still loves her, but he doesn't know what's going on. He wants to help her, but at the same time, she's doing all this weird stuff. And to me, that would have been a much more interesting direction than just us being Kate and seeing everything that transpired throughout, because it just removed all the mystery. But we'll see how E-Day works, because it's a safe bet. Like, it's Dom and Marcus, extremely popular characters during a period of the Gears of War timeline that we rarely experienced. Like, we did experience it during Ram's Shadow, but we did it through Lieutenant Kim's perspective, when the war was basically at a loss and everyone was evacuating one of the cities. But let's see how things go here.
For mature.
This is the Coalition Emergency Broadcast System. There are reports of multiple tremors causing minor damage across Kelowna.
Stay sharp. Don't let them surround you.
A Snell pistol. In-game footage.
There should be more guns in the trunk.
Here, strap these on.
Man, Marcus looks so much smaller, so does Dom. I guess this is before they went to the Gears, like, transformation of food and exercise.
Right. Yes. It's about 2 blocks up ahead.
Dude, it's so weird seeing him in civilian clothes.
Watch for civilians.
Active reload. Okay, that's a little weird. The active reload is now on the middle of the screen instead of on the icon for the weapon. Instead of glowing, now it's gold. Okay, changes there. Emergence hold. Okay, what are these things? They're not wretches, and they're not supposed to be juvies. Like, juvies don't exist yet. They should be wretches. What the hell are we fighting? Grant, I haven't read the Gears of War books like I've read the Halo books, so maybe someone can tell me what these are. Nasher's nice and meaty. Dude, Marcus is so small, it's distracting. Okay, we have a regular sprint. Where's the crab walk?
You see that?
I'm being a little anal here, but it's a lot of stuff. Like, these are juvies, basically, but they're not supposed to be juvies. They're supposed to be wretches.
We need to keep moving. Through the underpass.
Also, the icon in the middle of the screen is very distracting.
Let me see what I can do.
We have a retro Lancer.
I'm at the pan safe. I need backup. These things are all over me.
More tremors.
Any gears out there? Anyone that can hear this?
I will say the game looks fantastic, but all the Gears of War games look fantastic. Even the Xbox 360, if you go back to those games, still look like they did such a great job in those games. The sprinting is just so off to me.
Target surface. Open fire.
Why are you hip firing? Okay, the calling on the animation when taking cover, that's really good. That is so cool. Like, that animation is really well done. Oh, sliding! I don't know, like, for Gears of War purists, I feel like that's gonna be a little off.
Reload.
Okay, that was really smooth how he jumped over. Like, I know that was in Gears of War 5, I believe? Okay, Retro Lancer execution, nice.
All right. That gear said they're stuck in the pay and save. Which way?
It's on the other side of
I'm still not sold on the sprinting. Like, it's so different.
Here.
Oh, we got a minigun!
Too slow.
That is an Onyx guard, I believe. No.
Oh, bugger! Come on then.
Nice shot. Where the hell did you lot come from?
We heard your distress call.
Well, you saved my ass. But we need to make ourselves scarce. These fuckers keep pouring in every few minutes.
I just thought to myself, I think someone's gonna say like it's because he's not wearing his armor. That's not true. We've seen Marcus without his armor. He's like twice this size.
Yeah. Who are you?
The Locust looks really good though. Oh, you can. Okay, that is actually really cool. That is going to be very. That is going to be very cool to use in multiplayer. But then again, a lot of people just going to crap wall. I don't like that animation execution. Like in the original, you stabbed on the side, it would hurt, and then you would go. Like the old one was perfect. Oh, a grenader. He just charged you. Okay, we have execution saving. I think that was in Gears 5. I know that was in Horde mode where they can try and execute you, and if you don't get close enough to save your ally.
Reloading.
The debris and everything is really well done. Like animation-wise. Oh, so it's like you can go above and still shoot. It's not one entire animation where you just flung yourself over. I still don't. I really hope that you can remove like the active reload on the middle of the screen and put it back on the right side. To me, it's too distracting. Like the whole point with that, if you can time it right, you can. If you have a good timer in your head, you can time it right no matter what.
On your right, I got it.
Alright.
Jams. Damn it.
Yep, that is a locust. Their faces are a little off, though. I can't, like, the nose.
Tom.
I'm almost out. Hold back.
How can they not notice? Ty?
Our roads converge again. Marcus Phoenix.
Ty looks badass, though. Oh, nice. Man, the boomers they made way bigger. Okay, now that is how big Marcus should be. That is a new enemy. That's it. New execution where you chop the person's head off. Alright, so what we got here is Hoffman. I don't know who that is. Xbox One exclusive. They're bringing back the exclusives. Open beta early access starts August 6. Exfil Dom legendary skin. Like this is what the Halo thing is missing. This looks like it's in line with Gears of War. Like this is what they need to do with the Halo skins. Like enough of this like Fortnite-esque armor skins. Make it like this, that it's in line with the universe. Enough with this purple crystal garbage. Like, I know someone did say like it's because it's supposed to be reminiscent of the Needler armor, the crystal they used there. But I'm like, dude, those things explode on contact. Why would you put it on your armor? You see what I mean? But this looks cool. I mean, it looks generically military, but at least it's in line with it. I like this a lot. Like, the only things that I kind of didn't like and little nitpicky was the sprinting. Like, I'm not a fan of the way that he's sprinting, and the fact that the active reload is on screen. Like, I really hope that you can change the active reload to the upper right hand corner. But like, I like the new cover system that where he's like crawling on a lower, like he can go into lower cover. Like, we'll see it right here. I still don't know what these things are, but the thing is, when you come to enemy variety, when it comes to Gears of War, it is very distinct. Like, all the ranks have a exact role because the cog and the locust mirror one another down to a T. Like the Onyx guards with the Canton monks and the Theon guards. So I guess these are the lowest low of the soldier pool, and they're going to have to explain why they're not in future games if you add a new enemy. That's what Gears of War Judgment did horribly wrong. It's like they completely disregarded like military ranks. They put random enemies everywhere to try and create dynamic situations. But to me, that was the detriment of the game's lore. Like, the whole point of it was that there was a strict military order to everything. The cog, locust, all of them. But they're going to have to explain where these things were in the new trilogy. Like, I'm really anal when it comes to Gears of War lore. I think that the game doesn't get enough credit for the amount of lore they have in these games and how they showcase their entire world. But I do like this new thing where you can go below cover like this and just like this is really sick. I like this. So it definitely adds more elements to how you're going to approach gameplay. And I love the idea you vault over stuff. And yeah, I like the vaulting over things. We'll see not here. This right here. I love that. I think that's really cool because it's going to add... It's like when they added the ability to drag enemies into your cover. Like, for those who don't know, you could, like, kick... There was a new system in Gears of War 2 where you could kick enemies, where if you went over the vault and you were quick enough, a person could either shoot you with their Gnasher, but if they're not quick enough, you can kick them and then perform an execution. So... really cool here. Another nitpick, and this is just me, I'm not a fan of the execution for the Retro Lancer here. Like, I think the OG one was way better. Like, the fact he picks him up like that, no, he should stab him, forcing him to get up, and then slice him. I really hope they add more, like, leveled executions for each of the enemy weapons. They just add a lot more. But overall, I think... Also, the Locust face looks very weird. I don't know if this is because this is more of a higher rank Locust, or maybe it's a recently born one. But the nose is very wrong. Like, the nose is supposed to be... not like a pug nose, but it's more like... I don't know, it's just something about it that just doesn't feel right. But overall, if I were to give this trailer, I would say it's a 9 out of 10. It looks fantastic. Like, definitely. But let's see, they also have a direct announcement, so let's go with that. Development footage. That's from Gears of War 3. Oh, come on. Alright.
Welcome to the Coalition, here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, home of Gears of War. When Gears debuted in 2006, it instantly redefined the genre. And now in 2026, we're on the cusp of another rare moment. A chance to honor where we've been, celebrate with our fans, and lay the foundation for where Gears is going next. To get there, we're taking it all the way back to the day the world changed and the fight began, Emergence Day. It's a day of unimaginable loss that sits at the heart of our universe. And today, for the first time, we're ready to take you inside the studio and show you all the ways to play with our new movements, weapons, and modes that will make E-Day the most brutally satisfying Gears yet.
Is that all you got?
Oh, that was... okay. Oh, that's a new
Before we talk
weapon.
about what this game is, I think it's important to share why we chose E-Day. When we started this project, we were moving to Unreal Engine 5. It was a new foundation with a blank slate. So we took a moment to reflect on what makes Gears so special to us and to our friends.
Okay, that's multi-player.
We realized that all of the things that make this world feel so unique, brotherhood, brutality, that melancholy beauty, and over-the-top spectacle, they're all perfectly set up in this one moment in time, E-Day. The moment the Locust ripped through the ground and changed the history of Sarah forever. And to tell that story, we wanted to build an experience that evoked the vibes of the original Gears game.
The Mad World trailer. This to me is
So we
still
started
the
with
goated
this
of
one
trailers.
still from the Mad World trailer. It's Marcus facing down the Locust, defiantly firing into the darkness against overwhelming odds. And we said, this is the emotional core of Gears. This is the tone and feeling that we wanted to build our next game around.
This is our most ambitious game yet. E-Day is a story we haven't been able to tell before because we didn't have the technology to do it. We finally have the tools to reimagine the Gears world at a new, unprecedented level of detail. We're pushing Gears to new heights with the densest, most detailed world we've ever created. With seamless, large-scale environments.
It's even worse from up here.
Fully dynamic ray trace lighting. And richer real-time destruction. Starting with an empty hard drive, we literally rebuilt everything from scratch. Characters, enemies, weapons, animation, sound.
That was brutal.
The world itself. And then we tear it apart in front of you.
Oh, okay, that looks freaking sick. So who's
You'll
this
fight
new
against
character?
bigger and more brutal enemies.
What the hell is
with
that?
New and
A Kumar
craftier
has weapons?
and navigate the battlefield with more natural character movement, so that every moment of emergence.
I don't know how I feel about this sprint system and the sliding. It definitely takes away from. I don't know. We'll see.
Feels like Gears.
Like I
but
hope they're
plays
going to
like
remain
Gears.
loyal to the core system.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
return
quick.
of the
Okay, that
feelings
I
we
like.
had when we played the original games, but now reimagined,
Quickly through the door.
evolved, and enhanced with the power of a new engine.
Maybe it'll grow on me. We'll see. Like keeping things the way they are all the time means you remove creativity and
E-Day
moving
is
forward.
set before the
So let's
events
see if
of
they
the
take the
original
risk.
Gears of War. After decades of conflict, peace has finally been declared on Sarah, and the Gears have returned home.
Love you, baby.
Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago are young veterans trying to adjust to civilian life while grieving the loss of someone they both loved. Carlos Santiago, Dom's older brother and Marcus's best friend.
To Carlos.
To Carlos. Best fucking brother anyone could ask for.
Carlos died in combat in a moment of sacrifice before the war ended, and without him, Marcus and Dom's relationship is distant.
The emotion from our refinery kept power running.
With the world just barely on the cusp of peace and our characters coming to terms with their new reality, the Locusts emerge and change everything.
This is the Coalition Emergency Broadcast System. There are reports of multiple tremors causing minor damage across Kelowna.
Strap these on.
E-Day tells not one, but two origin stories. The start of this world falling apart and a brotherhood coming together. And over the course of 3 intense days, you'll see how loss reshapes this world and our characters, beginning with a night of desperate survival in a brand new city.
We decided to focus our story on just one city, so you could really feel what war does to people. When we started creating Kelowna, we wanted it to be more than just a backdrop. We wanted to feel alive.
That title screen goes so
like it was
hard.
Another character in the story, packed with layers and personality. Kelowna used to be all about innovation and discovery. But years of industrialization for the Cog War effort totally reshaped it. With such a rich history, it made sense to lean into that classic Gears retro vibe.
They definitely have the presentation set.
Towering architecture, robust vehicles, and and grounded technology. Kind of like those gritty industrial cities from the 1970s. We also looked right outside these windows at the mountains, the ocean, and local landmarks to help give Kelowna its unique style.
Are we gonna fight another Brumac in order to lower the bridge?
As you play the campaign, the city reveals itself through the main districts. The historic center, with its classic Gears architecture in stone and steel. The downtown core, more modern, reshaped by decades of industrial growth. The military airfield, set at the forest edge with shipyards nearby, the refineries, and supporting working-class neighborhoods, built around constant emulsion production.
Gears plays best in a city, and Kelowna is the ultimate battlefield. Kelowna's density, tight streets, mixed with open spaces, let us rethink how Gear moves through the world.
So you can move
and it created
through
the perfect stage
almost anything
for greater scale and verticality in combat. Our soldiers are basically giant tanks in
like
armor.
the
They
hit
slam
icon is
into
a lot
cars,
bigger when you're
bleeding
moving.
through hails of bullets. And we wanted to keep that heaviness, but add more fluidity to how you move through the battlefield. Cover is life in Gears. And we've completely rebuilt our movement and cover system.
I wonder how the wall bouncing is gonna work.
Transitions and a bigger range of cover
Like,
heights
does that
and
mean you
shapes,
have to complete the
including new
animation
low
for it
ground
to
cover.
work?
This all allows us to create more complex and organic feeling spaces than ever before.
Again, I really hope you can move
Sprint,
that icon.
You can now slide, which lets you quickly get under
Oh,
objects,
that is
slide
cool.
around corners, or transition more smoothly into cover from a run. And we added the ability to jump, which really opened up this citywide battleground. We get to play with more verticality.
So you can jump
climbing walls
anytime?
and vehicles, or clearing gaps in crumbling buildings to reach new flanking routes. At the heart of our gameplay is still that great Gears combat puzzle. A mix of unique enemy combinations,
We got Nemesis,
tactical
boomers.
weapon choices,
That's a new type of boomer.
and your
Uses
ability
turrets.
to read and move through the arena.
You can go inside buses and use
But
it as
now
cover.
you have
That's
more
cool.
choice than ever, and we get these peaks of almost action movie sequences. You can throw yourself off a balcony, land next to your buddy and revive him, scramble through cover, slide under a truck, and hit safety on the other side.
So can we play this in like
We get
2
these
or
amazing
4-player
Gears
co-op?
playgrounds,
I really
small
hope they
and
bring back
large,
4-player
where all
co-op.
these elements come together, and the city
Gears
is
of War
filled with
3 is
them.
underappreciated for its 4-player co-op. That
Our
thing was
missions move
some of the
across
most
city
fun I had
from
in
linear
that
fights in
era.
narrow streets and alleys to more open districts, where you have access to entire neighborhoods. Now you have strategic choices. Do you take the enemy head-on? Do you flank them from a side entrance? Or do you climb up to the balcony across the street and take them all out with your long shot? It's up to you.
Ooh, juicy.
And if you're playing co-op with your friends, well, then you can
Baird
try
would
all
say
three
that.
at the same time. Taking your own path reveals small stories from the city. Survivors trapped in an apartment.
There's a civilian in that building. 4th floor.
A raven crashed in the distance. A group of Gears ready an ambush. You still have your orders, but it's up to you to decide where you offer to help or how much of the city you choose to explore.
And that city is fully realized. To create a city of this scale and detail, we needed to invest in an entire suite of tools.
So it's just like
Tools
Gears
for
5
roads, intersections,
with the
sidewalks,
semi-open world.
e-holes,
I don't know how I
buildings,
feel about
rooftops,
that.
and pipes.
Like, I didn't
We
really
have a
care for
procedural
it.
content
Like, it was
generation
okay,
toolset for scattering
but
millions
I
of
prefer the
pieces
linear
of trash
sections.
and debris across the ground to make Kelowna feel lived in.
It's like with Metro. Like, the open world was
This is the
fine, but
largest,
I
most
100%
complex
prefer the
location
linear
you've ever
sections.
seen in a Gears game.
But the board control is connected to an older antenna. I can reconfigure their radios to reach Afira.
Do it. The remaining Gears will hold the fort.
In other Gears games, the world's basically already dead. There are very few human survivors left. But in E-Day, you're watching a live city get ripped apart in front of you. People who once went to work, sporting events, and celebrated the possibility of peacetime are now stopped in their tracks. They abandon their cars and run for survival, attempting to find refuge in subways or stores. A glimpse of a child's toy or dinner left uneaten are reminders of what's been lost and the horror of what the locusts have unleashed.
You'll experience the locust decimation at all scales in E-Day through our customized destruction technology. E-holes are back, unleashing waves of enemies from under your feet at any moment.
Throw a grenade in there.
As a game design element, getting to use E-holes again as a spawn mechanic is brilliant. Locusts can come out of the ground anywhere, you could toss a grenade in to close them up, just adds this great tactical layer to encounters.
But you'll also encounter massive sinkholes that'll pull down vehicles and entire buildings. And no amount of detail is too small, as micro-destruction goes beyond what we've ever done before with chippable cover across a range of materials. Your impact is real, visceral, and leaves a mark on the world.
Oh, that is really cool detail. So does that mean you can destroy cover like that?
Has long been a visual pillar of Gears of War, and we finally get to show the before, making the after hit that much harder. You'll recognize a neighborhood that was once intact is now completely destroyed. You'll walk through city streets filled with smoke and fire, and it feels completely different from how you first experienced it. You start getting this real feeling of the city's a character, and it's really under attack.
So that is a naked boom rock
of Kelowna.
E-Day is an intentionally intimate story. There's this colossal event going on in the plot, but the actual characters and the journey they go on is where you get to explore themes of burden, of loss, and of loyalty. The whole world of Gears is about characters. It's the nightmarish monsters from below versus the soldiers that hold the line in a war for survival.
You okay? No way this is real. It's pretty fucking real to me.
Reyes?
On your feet.
He's from Gears of War 1. Unfortunately, we never saw him. He dies.
So special.
I know that's a spoiler, but
so
Gears of War 1, literally, he's in Barrett and Augustus Cole squad.
The entire campaign is played from the perspective of our new squad, Bravo. As the invasion breaks out, you'll meet Mags Carter, a former Gear now sweating it out at Kelowna's emulsion refinery.
Now, why don't you come talk shit when your balls drop?
Does she have
going through my
rust?
stuff?
And you'll also meet rookie cadet Lucas Reyes.
What the hell?
A sharp comms officer who never made it to the front lines despite his dreams of military glory.
Holy fucking shit.
Mags and Lucas, together with Marcus and Dom, are 4 soldiers thrown together, fighting through tensions with each other while fighting the Locusts, ultimately forging their bonds in battle.
If this is the same Reyes,
with our cinematic cameras,
there's a problem there because in Gears of War 1, they don't really look concerned about him dying or like what happens to him.
And a bit shaky.
Because Marcus and Dom take their relationship with other Gears very seriously.
Right in the middle of the action.
So I don't know, like it's a little weird. This
Bravo's
could
story
be a different
also
Reyes.
intertwines with others called to defend the city, including returning characters like warrior philosopher Ty Caliso.
Our roads converge again. Marcus Phoenix.
Ty.
And fans of the books will finally get to see the hard-ass Raven pilot Gil Gettner in-game for the very first time.
Let's go and fuck this mess.
Marcus and Dom are absolute legends. You can spot those strong jaws and thick necks from a mile away. But if you go too realistic, you lose those unique features that make them stand out. Honestly, Marcus just isn't Marcus if you take away his classic perma-scout. So instead of chasing perfect realism, we focused on making them believable and memorable, respecting the details that really make them who they are.
Material and character fidelity in Gears of War E-Day far surpasses anything we've been able to achieve before. Our facial animation systems have been completely upgraded for E-Day, with 3 times more joints and over 350 facial shapes sculpted for each head alone to really represent the emotion in our characters. Marcus has more detail in his eyelashes than his entire character model did in the original Gears of War on Xbox 360.
I mean, that's
Phoenix.
interesting, but...
Marcus. Sergeant, 26 RTI C Company. Next to kin, Adam Phoenix.
With the amount of layers we have, we've never had fidelity at this scale. Combined with a much more sophisticated animation rig, this allows us to have way more expressive characters with a huge range. From a small smirk to yells on the battlefield.
Come and get some, you goddamn grubs!
Your experience takes on a new intensity. We're pushing the graphical limit with 4K Ultra HD resolution, native HDR10 rendering, hardware ray tracing at 60 frames per second in campaign, and up to 120 frames per second in multiplayer.
Okay, finally! This should be the standard 60 frames per second. Alright, tickers.
To the Locust, to make them more believable, we made them scarier. The drones are wild and vicious.
Damn.
The boomers are even
execution.
bigger this time around. Like living battering rams smashing through doorways onto the battlefield. The wretches scream so loud it disorients you before they rip you apart.
The wretches look way cool.
And the Reavers, they crawl up buildings and rain fire from above.
Okay, that is sick.
Basically, the whole Locust army, whether new or old, are more intense than ever before.
We've seen Nemesis, we've seen Reavers, Wretches. What is that, though?
So what now, Marcus? We save everyone we can.
That enemy they haven't really explained yet.
Gears of War has never been a horror game, but the world has always felt horrifying.
Wait, yes, it always was a horror game. What is he saying?
And
it was a
EA,
sci-fi horror
we lean into
game.
that even more. Our new gore system means damage feels meaty, responsive, and
It's never been a
satisfying.
horror game. What do you? Yes, it always has been. Sci-fi horror.
Satisfied.
Muscle and cloth deforms in response to your attacks, and blood and bone damage adds to the intensity of combat. Gore is localized as well. Shoot a locust in the arm or leg, and you'll see the bullet take a chunk out of it. Or land a heavy shot on a limb, and our dismemberment system will rip it clean off in glorious detail.
That is sick.
The Nasha is going to get you the most satisfying shots, covering you in blood, or pop heads from afar with the long shot. We've revamped our favorite weapons for E-Day. And of course, we also have some fun new ones for even more brutal ways to tear your enemies apart. The new Gut Puncher grenade launcher is a cog weapon that fires armor-piercing explosive rounds.
This is
round to let it explode, or hold the trigger to control when it detonates.
So like
That means you can place a well-timed explosion
grenade launcher
behind an
from
enemy
Halo
protected
Reach.
by cover, or with practice, master its long-range eco closing potential. The Incinerator is our new shotgun. You can see the emulsion literally melt the skin off an enemy's body.
Alright, that's cool.
Before, you'd probably get into a grapple if an enemy came charging at you. Now, you feel the power of getting to incinerate them when they get close. And of course, the Lancer.
Nice.
The creation of the Chainsaw Lancer is another origin story from lore that we wanted to show in E-Day. From the moment that Ty grabbed that chainsaw to rip through a locust at the superstore, to a prototype kit bash on the front lines of the invasion, all to deliver on that gratifying moment when you finally get to slice a grub in two.
Gears music has always been about tension, escalation, and release. When a fight kicks off, the music hits hard. It tightens as things get more dangerous. And when you've dropped the last enemy, you hear that familiar big ringing chord.
Wait. It's off. It's like that Battlefield, I think Battlefield 2042, it's off. Like, what is that?
You hear that familiar big ringing chord.
You guys gotta fix that. It's off. Like, right, as someone who's played every Gears of War game, no, it's off.
For E-Day, we kept that structure, but made the sound harsher. Together with
Knew
our
it.
composer, Adam Lastica, we built the score to match a world on the verge of collapse. The electric guitar returns alongside classical instruments, but both are pushed into uncomfortable territory. Like dragging a bone saw across a cello, creating dissonance that never fully resolves.
Where the hell are we?
And then there's the sound design. All chainsaws have voices. When it came to the sound for our Proto Lancer, it was important to us to track down the exact make and model that was recorded back in 2006 and rebuild it from the ground up using our new sound effects system. This chainsaw has a 14-inch blade with that signature meaty yet intimate sound, and when it revs, you can hear all the gnarly details.
The chainsaw kills are really
how you'll
cool.
experience Kelowna.
Really nice.
I always think about our acoustic system like this. I'm walking down a street and I hear the sound reflecting off the walls around me. Then I step into an alley and everything immediately tightens. I come back out into a wide space and the sound opens up again, almost like a cathedral. And it's not just those spaces, it's the transitions between them where the magic really happens. That's where things feel alive. That's acoustics in real time. It's a heavy world. And what better way to experience its dread and tension than through the music and sound that surrounds you?
No other game does the squad like Gears does. Our themes, our gameplay, and our modes, they all revolve around this core element. But it's not just about the brotherhood that you experience in the stories. It's also about the bonds you create with your friends. Co-op has always been a part of our DNA. And like every great Gears game, you can bring your own squad to this fight. In campaign, all 4 characters are playable from the start. And we support 4-player online co-op and 2-player split screen on console. In Versus, our sweaty squad-based PvP is back, with a collection of 4v4 modes and all new maps set in locations in and around the war-torn city of Kelowna. We've combined classic Gears symmetrical PvP map design with new traversal opportunities. You'll put your skill to the test alongside a seasonal roadmap of killer content, almost all of which you can just earn by playing the game, completing in-game challenges, events, and achievements. And today, we're excited to announce a dynamic new evolution of Gears' iconic PvE mode, Horde Siege. It's a 12-player mode where all 3 squads fight alongside each other to battle the Locust invasion and defend Kelowna across a range of city-based maps.
So Horde.
We'll have more to share soon, and we hope you join us for our open beta weekends later this summer.
We good?
So it's like Horde.
Guess
It is
we're
Horde.
back to it.
Wait. Right side, abilities. That is a revive ability, so we gain ultimate abilities.
We can't outrun the past. But as long as we're still breathing, we're the ones that keep fighting.
20 years of Gears is such a milestone. It is such an honor and also a huge responsibility to make sure we deliver on the story of Gears.
It always comes back to the squad. It always comes back to this theme of getting through the absolute shittiest of times with somebody else who constantly has your back. And that's Marcus and Dom's story. The story of the original trilogy. The story of E-Day. And the story I think we can all relate to.
Thanks for pushing through. Couldn't have done it alone.
You got it, man.
Having the opportunity to have E-Day come out in the same year as the 20th anniversary of Gears, the quarter-century anniversary of Xbox, it's almost like a homecoming. It's like returning back to our roots and saying, fuck yeah, we're back. And we have so many more stories to tell. It's an incredible honor and one that we want to make sure that we do right.
Ty. What a nightmare.
Untouched by nearly 80 years of war. Destroyed in 2 nights.
For us, the heart of Gears has always been about the bonds you make in the darkest of times. Inside the studio, we rally around a simple phrase: never fight alone. It guides how we build our stories, our gameplay, and our world. It's how we work as a team and the commitment we make to you, our fans. Everything comes back to that important idea of sharing life's experiences, the highs and lows, together. And E-Day is the best expression of never fight alone that we've ever made. Whether you'll be picking up a Lancer for the first time ever, or you're as battle-hardened as Marcus Phoenix, there's always a place for you in the Gears squad when Emergence begins on October 6th.
Honestly, yeah. So, my final thoughts, they're taking a lot of risk in the mobility system. Like, Gears of War's mobility is set in stone when it comes to this, so jump in, slide in, those are the biggest things that they're going to have to nail. Like, Halo took 2 games in order to fully get that system down with Halo Infinite, and back in Halo Reach, they literally had to keep it as an armor ability. So, hopefully they can nail it. Like, unlike 343 and Halo Studios, I think that they've done the Gears of War franchise justice when it came to gameplay. When it comes to narrative, it's much more polarizing, but when it comes to gameplay, I've seen more people say, like, yeah, gameplay they nail when it comes to that, so it looks good. It does, and how it ends, it's going to be, like, the way I'm seeing this is my prediction, I think it's going to end with Marcus trying to save his dad. Like, it'll be really garbage if they just ended with a cutscene where he just goes off to save him. I really think they should do it like in Gears of War 3. For those who don't know, Gears of War 3 has a sick opening where you go through this flashback. It's one of the most violent imageries in the Gears of War franchise when you look up at everything collapsing in front of you. It'll be really cool if they replicate that. Like, they put that as the final cutscene and it just comes full circle. I don't know, we'll see, but that I think is how this game is going to end. The only nitpick I had is when the guy said it wasn't a horror franchise. Dude, it is. Gears of War is 100%. They put so much horror into this game, from the way the wretches and the locusts, like the scene in the Emulsion Factory when you first see the glowing wretches, and all that entire level is just horror at its core. Like, I've always seen Gears of War as an action horror game with all the elements that come within this franchise, from how the locusts were created, the rust lung, the swarm, even like all of it has that horror-esque identity, especially if you've read the post material after what happened in Gears of War 3, like what humanity did to rebuild itself. It's not for the faint of heart. Even when I think about it, I'm like, dude, they just go way, but they do it for the necessity of surviving, for humanity's survival, but at the same time they do some really fucked up stuff. Like, I'm telling you right now, if you read that stuff, just make sure you're not on a full stomach. Let's just say, like, there are a lot of stuff in there that would make even the most hardened of people like grit their teeth. But regardless, I actually like this more than I like the Halo trailer. Like, I have more faith in this than with Halo Campaign Evolved. Don't get me wrong, I like the Campaign Evolved trailer. I like they're bringing back the needle rifle, the plasma rifle, stuff like that. But I have less grievances with this. I have more faith in this than Campaign Evolved. But hopefully, once the beta comes out for the multiplayer, we'll get a more engaged look of how things are going to work. But this so far is my best in show. Like, really well done. One thing they do definitely have to fix is that the sound when battle ends and everything is now calming down, they have to fix that. It's just like too off. Like, it's supposed to be loud but soft at the same time. If you've played the original Gears of War games, you know what I'm talking about. It's like almost to the point of a sound that is, it's hard to describe. It's like very, very distinct, like almost like something is just calming down after the violence has ended. But that's it for me. I think it's really good. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Bye, and have a good day.